Okay, let's talk about how to install the DreamRigs TonePack into your Ax8's unit using Ax8-Edit. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to launch Ax8-Edit. And you'll see it comes up initially disconnected. You see that, and then it connects and it reads your block library. And then it'll actually look at what's in your Ax8 at that point. If none of this happens, you can go to Preferences, and then you can check to make sure your MIDI ports show up and that it's all connected. I've got a whole video tutorial on how to use Ax8-Edit. I'm not going to go into all of that here. Go to AustinBuddy's YouTube channel if you want to learn more about how to use this fantastic tool. So the first step we had to do, as we talked about in our last video, is we need to install the user cab. So how do you do that? Well, you go to Tools, and you go to Ax Manage Cabs. And then it's going to read whatever cabinet names you have now. And by the way, this may show up like this when you first do it. And I've got a bunch of cabs in here already. But this browser menu is really important. These are the user slots that you have in your Ax8. So you can open and close this browser by clicking Show Hide. Some people, it shows up and they don't know how to open it. That's how you do that. Sorry for any past confusion. You want this gray area here to be here because this is where you're going to be able to load the cabs. You don't need to use any of these menus to do this, though. This is the great thing. So I'm going to pull down from before where we were. You remember this, the install. I'm going to grab these cabs. I'm going to click the first one. I'm going to click Shift on my keyboard, grab the last one so they're all highlighted, and I'm just going to drag them into this browser block. And it says, boom, looks like I found 14 user cabs. And I say, great, okay. And so we know from here what user cab slots there need to be put into, starting with 20 to 33. They're all in sequential order. You won't see that here. They'll just be 1 through 14, although they are in order. But you want to put those in 20 to 33. So what you do is you come over here and you grab the first one, click the Shift key, grab the last one. Now you've got all 14 of them, and drag them into slots 20 to 33. When you do that, you're going to see that they turn red here. And there's a little dot, which means it's not saved yet. So you click Save. Do you want to save the changes? Yes. Boom. And then it starts writing each cab in. As it writes the cab, the little red dot goes away. So that's how you load the user cabs. Now you can't do anything while this operation is happening. Don't try and touch any other buttons or set it up. So you can always clear these and try again if it didn't work or something like that. Again, that's how you show and hide your browser, that first item. And now we click Close. So now our cabs are loaded. And now notice it's reading the cabinet names. So we probably need to check that those were actually put in correctly. So how do you do that? Well, you go to Banks and just pick a preset. I'm going to pick JTM 45 Clean 1. And I'm going to go to the cab block. And this one uses factory cabs. But what I can do now is just to check this, I'll go to cab Y. And I will click on this, and I will click User up here. And I will just pick one. They should show up in your list. I'll pick Big Deluxe. Yep, it saw it, it sees it, so they are in there. So that is how you first install your cab IRs. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to install the extra block library. And what that means is that I have added some extra blocks, but you have to add them into your folder for blocks for them to show up here in your blocks library. For example, in the delay blocks library, if I click here, you can see these ABF and DRs. ABF means AustinBuddy factory. This is just the factory setting for that particular delay type. There are also just some ABs that are my personal ones. I haven't used some of them in a while, but I'd included them. But the DRs means that these were made specifically for the DreamRigs and are used in some DreamRigs presets. But they will not show up here unless you do the following steps. Okay, so I'm going to turn off Ax8-Edit for now. And I'm going to come back to our little install second effects library. And I'm opening up a second window here. You have to navigate to it. You want to go to wherever your Ax8-Edit is. Fractal creates a directory when you install the program, and you're going to find that there is a blocks folder already in the Ax8. It creates it automatically, okay? So what you're going to do is you want to grab this blocks folder that I have, and you want to put it inside of the existing block folder. So you would drag this over, and I'm not going to do this because I would have 2 blocks of everything, but you would grab this blocks folder and you would drag it into that folder as a sub of it. So it would be underneath. Once you do that, when you run Ax8-Edit again, it will then, you have to run it again. It'll read all those blocks and it will add those new blocks that you just added into your blocks library, and you'll have access. So let's talk about how to load the TonePack, and this time we're going to use Ax8-Edit instead of FractalBot because that's a lot harder to do it that way. We're going to hit Tools. We're going to hit Manage Presets, and that's going to pull up this menu here that shows a lot of presets. Right now I've actually got them loaded in mine. Go to the browser. If you don't see the gray window, go to the browser. Click Show Hide, as you can see. And then what you want to do is go to the file. Let's say you want to install Bank A, which here we had for great gig choices. So grab first preset, hit Shift, bottom preset, have it all in blue, move it over, just drag and click it, and it will load them. See, 128 presets. Boom, there they are. Now all you have to do is grab the first one, click the Shift key, pull this down all the way to the end, and they're all lit up in blue that way, and then drag them so they overlay over a specific bank. You see how they fit a bank just about right? This is where the second bank would go. Once they're there, all you have to do is click Save, and right now they're not saved. You see they're in red and there's a little red dot. Just like we did with the user cabs. Once you click Save, it will start to write each one of these one at a time. It'll take a little while to do it. They go down one at a time. So you can walk away, but once you're done, then those presets are written into your memory. So this part of this is your Ax8's memory. This is your computer buffer. So when you drag them over here, they're not written to the Ax8. They're just available from your computer buffer to be dragged into the Ax8 over here on the right. And that's literally how you load a bank. So you can load all the banks that way. You know, I can clear this, and then I can open this up now, and I could grab, if I want to load all these all at once in one go, I could come here and grab the next bank, 17 to 32, the fenders maybe, pull those in, and push that off there, click OK, do the same thing, grab it, have all of them, and then down here I can drag this over, and I find 17.1, and overlay it there, and now it's overlaid those as well. Now I do the same thing for bank 3. Open it up. You get the concept here. I'm just sort of executing it for you so you can see it. So again, I clear all the entries so it's empty again. Grab all these, pull them over for bank 3. Okay. This is those great modern presets for the most part. First part. And then I want to drag those into the third bank here area, which would start on 33.1. So it's 17.1, 33.1, then I think 49. 1 for the last bank, if I'm not mistaken. 49.1. And that would be for single coil. So that's how you do it. Pretty easy to do.